What is going on, guys? Let's go. Let's go. What is going on? We look like a different team. I hope we said Bryce for the rest of the season. Let him soak up from Dalton and just take it slow 1,000%, man. Give me 1 second. The light was a little bright. Let's get it. Chandler, good game for Carolina Panthers. First one of the season. Biba, Las Vegas. Dark checking in. Let's get it, man. Woo, what a win. Deontay Johnson, man. That dude. I don't know that the Panthers won that trade because Dante Jackson's doing his thing in Pittsburgh. But Deontay Johnson, man. Ooh, Lord. So little to get to. Let's go, bro. This is amazing. I feel happy. Evan, yes. Finally see a little something. So happy we won. Yes, Jamie, 1,000%. Hey, let's Dark. Bryce struggled, right? We knew Bryce was going to struggle. It's all about potential, though. Remember, Andy Dalton's 37. Andy Dalton will be here a few more years. So let Bryce soak it in. Are you finally admit that it was Bryce? Bryce is done here. Okay. Well, we can have the Bryce conversation if you guys want to have the Bryce conversation right now. I thought we could talk about the win. But Thompson, answer me this though real quick. If Bryce is done, who's going to replace Andy Dalton in a few years? All right. I don't want to have the Bryce conversation yet. They just won the game. Come on, man. This team could be awesome. 1,000%. But here's the thing. All right. This team could be awesome. 1,000%. But we still need pressure from the edge. They gave Minshew way too much time consistently. Way too much time. 853. Bryce should certainly 1,000%. Bryce has a lot to learn from Andy Dalton. He has a lot to learn from Andy Dalton. 1,000%. We won. Everything looked good on offense. I don't think we saw a ton of tight ends in there. As far as Tremble and Sanders. I don't think we saw a lot. But other than that, offensively, man, we did pretty good. Tommy Tremble, three catches, 29 yards, not bad. Yeah, Sanders didn't get anything. So Tremble, not bad. 3 catches for 29. Our O-line was fantastic. Yeah, so it's funny, seeing all the analysts talk about Bryce Young, and the Bryce Young couldn't succeed because the Panthers O-line. What that tells you is they never watched the games at all, right? Who was going to watch the Panthers and Saints to start with? Nobody. Nobody was going to watch that game. So everything went to blaming the offensive line. Everything went to blaming the receivers. Nobody actually watched Bryce Young, and that offensive line was Raiders couldn't generate anything, man. Feels good to win. And not just win, they dominated on both sides. The DBs were cooking, man. The pressure we got, let me turn down the volume a little bit. The pressure we got today, a lot of that was coverage sacks, right? The pressure we got was because the DBs were locking up the receivers, and that's not easy to do. Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Tucker. I talked about Tucker pregame. Tucker will take the top off if you let him. And sure enough, the safety bit down, and Tucker got us one time. One time was all it took. Sanders had a hell of a block. Sanders, I don't know that he's found himself in this offense. I think after this year, Sanders might be gone. I like Sanders too, and I've been about as big as a supporter of him as I have Bryce Young. But the more I watch Sanders, he just doesn't fit in this offense. Honestly, somebody like the Chiefs need to come and grab Miles Sanders. He would fit perfectly over there. He's not bad, but when Brooks comes back, I don't see the point there. And he had the whole team hype. Chuba was beasting. Deontay was beasting. Sucks Adam got hurt. everybody, everybody was beasting. Adam Thielen, and then you saw Leggett. And we'll talk about Leggett in a little bit. We'll talk about the positives, though. Andy had the whole team hype. Yeah, 1,000%. Chuba couldn't be stopped. And this is what confused me about grabbing Brooks in the second round, was that Chuba's a hell of a back. And so to get a running back in the second round, I was a little confused. But we'll see how, Brooks does when he comes back. Unexpected. Yeah, I didn't expect our DBs to lock up the Raiders receivers like that. 1,000%. 1,000%. XL looked good. Hope to see him get better throughout the season. The thing with XL is he's just not. This is going to be a weird comparison, but he almost reminds me of just kind of like a slower Randy Moss, country boy. He's just not fluid yet, right? He's just not. He's just all speed, all gas, no brakes. Once he learns how to control his body a little bit more, XL is going to be on fire. Y'all think we should trade Bryce? I mean, I'll let the comment section decide this. If Andy Dalton goes down, never mind. We won't even go into that. We won't go into that. Golden Games checking in. Let's go. Big win. Big win. Sanders is not good. I think he can't be in the right offense, to be honest. Brooks' picks was a waste. We had needs there. I don't know that's a waste, but, I don't know. It makes sense to grab Brooks. We need that 1-2 punch. Do we need it that bad, though, Dark? Do we need it that bad? We'll see. But I don't know. Maybe Jonathan Brooks is going to shock everybody. Keep pounding. Let's get a Wes. If they trade Bryce and Andy plays well, they won't be in a position to pick a quarterback in the draft, and Andy will be 38. John, I'm not. Where are we going with this? If they trade Bryce and Andy plays well, they won't be in a position to pick a quarterback in the draft. Okay, so John, you're thinking Bryce should back up. I don't see why not. Bryce is already signed to a contract, right? He's already signed to a contract. He's going to learn the system. You have to bring in somebody completely different to learn the system. It makes sense. Just let Bryce finish out. And like I said in my last video, worst case scenario, Bryce competes the last year of his contract for the job. He doesn't get it. Okay. No harm, no foul. Right? But it's good to have a backup quarterback that knows the system, that you don't have to trade for and give up pieces. Because we can't afford to give up anything if you think about it. We can't. They can release or trade Sanders next year. Reason for Brooks. Yeah, actually, at this point, I think they're going to. 1,000%. D-Nice. They need to cut Sanders and Tuttle at the same time. What a waste. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Sanders is going to be a pretty big cap hit if they do that, which might be one reason a team hasn't traded for him, to be honest. I completely agree. I'm going to be patient with him. I want 600 yards all season. Hopefully, better body control next season. I think we're talking about odds. You're talking about XL? If you are, yeah, the amount of times he limped, that's what concerns me. Here's actually, let me know your thoughts on this real quick. This is for everybody. The amount of times I've seen XL limp after a play, whether it's training camp, preseason, the practice, today, the amount of times I've seen him limp, and he's in there in special teams, like he's the lead block. Like XL arguably is going to take on the fastest. If you look how the kickoff is set up, all the guys running down, somebody's going to get free, and XL has to pick him up. I don't love that. As many times as I've seen him limp, why is XL out there in special teams? I don't love that, to be honest. Throwing the ball more than 10 yards down the field works, doesn't it? Ronald, 100%. 100%. Bryce, he's got the yips. He just didn't have it this year. Hopefully he can learn something, though. I like having a good backup quarterback. He's on contract anyway. Hopefully he can learn something from Andy Dalton. He's not too in his head about being benched. So if he learned something, great. I was answering. All right. My fault, John. My fault. Queen City Chop, can't stick around, but got the W. Appreciate you coming in, though, my man. Chap, my fault. Yes, big W. Big W. Gives me a lot of hope. Keep Bryce on the bench. Keep Andy. Trade Sanders for defensive pieces. XL looks shaky. He's just not fluid. That's the thing about XL. I don't want to compare it to Bryce, but XL is all about potential. His speed, his size. You don't get that a lot. His physicality, right? Those three things alone, speed, size, and physicality, is very rare. So if you can work with him and mold him into the receiver you want him to be, XL could be money in the future. I think he needs to grow into himself. That makes sense. He doesn't have a lot of experience. That wide receiver only one full season. I thought XL was type playing in the South. If we're talking about the same guy, odds. I think XL going to be hurt. I saw the same thing that he was back in. So that's the amount of times he limps and they have him on special teams. Do they not think he's the future or what? That's kind of what confuses me. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't. My fault, odds. I see that now. Anthony Brown, what's up? Big dub against the Raiders. Big dub. The DBs, man. The DBs showed out. Shred the Raiders. This is the Panthers I know and love. Yeah, VS. This is, man. A lot of people shocked me. Josie did his thing. Shaq missed kind of a big tackle, but I think we were already up by 14. But Josie did his thing. The DBs did their thing. Safeties. I'm not gonna lie, guys. As much as the edge pressure scares me a little bit, the safeties scare me a little bit too. Whether it's Fuller or Woods, scares me a little bit. Playing the Saints, the Falcons, the Bucks all have deep threats, and the safeties scares me a little bit. James Jennings, I called it. I told you Andy was going to throw for 303 TDs. He did, man. Andy was on fire. He made some good throws, but that offensive line is stupid good. Just stupid good. What was everybody saying about the Panthers having a bad offense and a bad defense? Clearly, the problem is Bryce Young and not the team. VS, the defense the defense is still bad as far as front seven. But yes, Bryce Young was the problem on offense. 100%. To me, somebody said the other day he had the yips like Simone Biles. He just rushing throws, just sitting on one guy, 100%. So as far as the offense, 100% on Bryce Young. The defense, though, excluding the DBs, so Jackson, Horn, Troy Hill, Josie Jewell, you take out those three guys, the defense, there's still problems. The Raiders just have a terrible play caller, if I'm being honest. Eloc, welcome. Feels so good to get a win. Let's go. A big win. I got you now, odds. I got you now. You're right. Donna's experience makes a huge difference the way we operate as an offense. Give Bryce some time to watch. 100%, like I said, Bill. Bryce is signed to a contract, so he's going to learn the offense. And then worst case scenario, Andy Dalton leaves after his contract's over. And you bring somebody in for Bryce to compete with. And then he either gets a job or he backs up again. So hopefully he learns something from Andy Dalton. He's on his head too much. XL's a rookie. This is his first real game, so I can let it go. He didn't play bad. XL didn't play bad. He's just not fluid. What a difference a competent QB play makes. 100%. 100%. Bryce just this year, he's just didn't have it. Big W. Lancelot, huge W. Huge. I think Andy Dalton was the only quarterback in the NFL this season for 300 yards for 3 touchdowns. Adam being hurt might be more opportunities for XL, though, or something. Yes and no. Those are two different receivers, though, Ben. Two different receivers. XL's he's not as fluid, and he's not as experienced as Adam Thielen in this game. And you're going to see Adam Thielen, he runs a lot of choice routes. Starting off the game early on those drives, it was like 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and Adam Thielen knew how to read the zone coverage and things. So I see what you're saying there, and it makes sense to a point, but it's two different guys. But I don't know who. I mean, they got rid of Amir, so I guess XL will be up next. DJ routes look like some of the best. No, his route running is stupid. Route running is nasty. Yeah, DJ's got it. As long as XL keeps that X, and he'll be fine. Oh yeah, 100%. One thing I'm wondering is the Raiders O-line that good, or is it just that we suck? No, Dark. The Raiders off. This is what I'm saying. The defense is not good. This has happened the last 3 weeks. We can't. Let's be real here. We're up by 21. This is another reason the Panthers struggled, right? And I talked about this. This is why Bryce struggled even more as the games got worse in the first few weeks. Once you're up by 21, 20 points, you can start teeing off on the quarterback because you know they're not going to run the ball. So we were up by 21. And this is when the edge guys love it. The ends guys love it, right? Because they know there's no chance they're going to run it. This is when Micah Parsons dominates the most. He knows there's no run. So now he can play the tackle however he wants. And yet we still couldn't get any pressure. And we did get pressure is because Minshew was sitting in the pocket for 4 or 5 seconds because nobody was open, because our DBs were locking things down. No, our line sucks right now. It just does. We're up by 20. Our guys can tee off, and we're still doing nothing. I'm happy about the win, but when you're up by 20, you still can't get any pressure? Come on, man. We should have played Andy sooner. I hope the Dolphins call. If anything, I wish Dave would have made it a QB competition and played both guys in preseason, and then Dave would have seen, okay, Andy Dalton has a step or two on Bryce Young, right? So Dave could have approached this differently, where he was like, okay, in the preseason, I'm going to see both guys. And if Dave probably would have seen Andy Dalton as quite a bit ahead of Bryce Young and be like, okay, I'm going to make a tough call here, but I'm going to start Andy Dalton because Bryce Young still has a lot to learn, right? Bryce is all about potential, and you don't want to go waste another pick on a quarterback. So if he can learn the offense and learn something from Andy Dalton, perfect. We have a backup quarterback. Michael Jackson was a dog. Clips. Oh my, he's been a dog, but the offense just hasn't been doing their thing. But yes, Michael Jackson, and and then what I love was he was talking to Devontae Adams and he was backing it up. He was getting after it, man. Getting after it. He was a real thriller. Amen to that, John. I read something that we actually have a top 5 offense according to the experts. What are we I don't know. You'd have to tell me what you're basing that on. Are we talking offensive line included? I don't know. Andy has the Panthers looking like they might sneak into the playoffs. Yeah, James. I mean, again, the only thing I worry about is the D-line. Michael Jackson was moonwalking on them. Yeah, 100%. I hope Adam is okay. Then we can make the playoffs with this offense and draft some pieces for defense. I want to draft. I want to sign free agents. I want to trade. Because if Andy, it all comes down to Andy Dalton's contract, right? He's 30. He's going to be 37 next month. What are the Panthers going to give him? You can't go from the worst offense in the league with Bryce and best offense in the league with Andy and not be his fault. Oh, it's 100% Bryce's fault. 100%. We lost Brown and Burns. Just imagine if we had them. I think defense did good despite our missing stars. Yeah, I think people don't realize the difference between Burns and Clowney. Like, people thought they were even. No, they're not even. As much as some people don't like Burns, Clowney and Burns, they're not the same. Chat's like, yeah, I mean, I've never really been hard on one player. So for those of you who are like, why don't you trash? But I've never. If you go through my videos, there's not really been one player. The only player was the DB last year who they didn't sign back. That was the only guy. You guys got to realize with my channel, everything's kind of positivity. So I'm not going to trash this person. I'll say they didn't play well, but that's not really my style. I'm not going to buy in too much for 4 games. We thought Kyle Allen was the guy. Odds, I agree with you. Andy Dalton he made some incredible throws though. The one did Tremble on 3rd down, the throw to Adam Thielen. He did make some, and Andy Dalton made some shaky throws. We got lucky on. There was a couple of those that probably should have been pick sixes that the Raiders dropped. Andy Dalton made a couple throws. The one where Crosby was pressuring him. He made a couple shaky throws, but overall he did good. Victory Monday incoming. Amen. Amen. Yes, Bryce needs to let Andy lead and build from there. Yeah, 1,000%. Andy's 30. I don't think he is. I don't think he turns 38 till, unless he's about to turn 38. Yeah, he's 36 now. He's gonna turn 37 later. That reaction. They were talking about the offensive line. Oh, offensive line. I mean, it showed you how good they were. Felipe Rubio. Yes, big W. Huge W. Gave me hope. Gave me a lot of hope. And the reason it gave me hope was I saw the potential of Deontay Johnson. Not just what Dalton could do. I knew Dalton was a good quarterback. Andy Dalton's numbers show you that on a consistent basis year by year. He's a good quarterback, just sometimes he doesn't make the smartest decisions. Like I said, to me, he's just right under Kirk Cousins in the regular season. I knew Andy Dalton was good. It was just his decision making, right? So Andy Dalton would get 3 years, $60 million, 30 guaranteed. I'm not mad at that. I mean, that third year would probably be a team option, to be honest. So, I mean, that puts him at what, 40? It's not bad. Only if Andy was 5 years younger, he is 36. Yeah, if Andy was younger, this team. But that's the thing, right? Is you have to figure out Andy's. Like I said, we don't want to overreact too much to one win against the Raiders because the Raiders, their play calling was. I mean, you guys saw it. It was run, right? They were down by 17. Run, then pass. It reminds of us a certain offense last year. So the Bengals is going to be a test. The Bears, and here's the thing, the Bengals will be a test offensively. We'll see how our DBs do. And then the game after that's against the Bears. And the Bears defense is no joke. The Bears offense is a joke. The Bears defense is no joke. So we'll see how we do there. This is proof that the team isn't bad with a decent quarterback. Bryce is not a decent quarterback. The only thing I would change on this, Bob, was I would say Andy Dalton is above a decent quarterback. I mean, like the stat says, he's the only QB this season to 300 plus yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't think a decent quarterback's doing that. I still think we win with a decent quarterback today, but I don't think a decent quarterback is doing those numbers. Bryce Young is the Grinch. The difference is night and day. I get one to be positive, and believe me, I tried to defend Bryce, but after the first 2 games, I felt lied to by Undisputed and the others. Well, you know they don't watch the game, though, BS. You know that. They just talk, right? They pick out segments they want to talk about. No, I mean, the thing with Bryce, I get it. Be positive. No, if you look at the film, he's just not the same quarterback. He's bad. So hopefully he can learn something, though, behind Andy Dalton. That's the best thing for him. You know, he's never really. I don't think Bryce has ever learned from anybody. I think his kind of natural talent has got him this far. Now it's okay. Are you willing to learn? You know, Evero is going to have to dial some more blitzes. Yes, Ronald, 1,000%. This is what I'm saying, Ronald, 1,000%. Everero's going to have to dial more blitzes, generate more pressure. A good quarterback is going to make us pay with that much time in the pocket. I mean, I may or may not do a video. I mean, Minshew had stupid amounts of time. A stupid amount of time in the pocket. Why the Raiders just weren't passing every play is beyond me. We couldn't get any pressure. 0. So yeah, Ronald, that's what I'm worried about too. Caleb Williams isn't a bad quarterback. You give him a lot of time, he's going to make the plays. Caleb Williams struggles when he gets pressured. He's a rookie. You pressure him, you're good. If you don't pressure Caleb Williams, he's going to piece you apart. People in the chat like all the rookies and secures didn't suck today. Yeah. Anthony Richardson. Woo, Lord, the throws he made. They still won those somehow. I don't know how. Today is the result when you have a competent quarterback who knows what he's doing, can actually see over the offensive line. Time to trade Bush Young and draft for a draft pick in next year's draft. Okay. I'll play along, GTR. Then who's the backup quarterback going to be? I'll play along. I would be up for extending Andy, especially if he gets us into the playoffs. Yeah, like I said in yesterday's video, 3-year contract, third year team option, puts him at 40. Seems fair to me. Duly noted. Andy's been better than decent. He just, you go look at his game log throughout his he's been in the league for 10, 12, 14 years. Just sometimes his decision making just wasn't the best. Andy Dalton's a hell of a quarterback. He's a hell of a quarterback. Hope Bryce took his notes. I hope that notepad is full. Tom Brady played till 45. Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Yes, we got to slow down a little bit. We're going to throw Andy Dalton to this. Let's not put Andy Dalton here. Not yet. Let's not put Andy Dalton in this same category. Two of the greatest to ever play this game. Well, let's slow down a little bit. Hey, we broke our 20-game streak of not leading in the fourth quarter. Yeah, we broke a lot of streaks today. We broke a lot of streaks. I'm done with the so-called football media. I'm exclusive sticking to smart channels like this. I used to get my football. Because, you know, I mean, think about this, VS. If you take yourself away from being a Panthers fan, would you have actually watched a Panthers-Saints game? I mean, what are the Saints going to do, right? Everyone trashed Derek Carr. Panthers, Chargers. The Chargers haven't done anything in the last, 5 years? No one's going to watch it. Nobody's watching those games. On Sunday, you got Thursday and Monday, so there's 13 other games. Nobody's watching this. Nobody's watching this. Pablo, it feels Bryce is too scared to make the hard throws, just like he doesn't want to throw it 20 plus. Yeah, he regressed. I think the media got to him, the people got to him, and now he's like, well, I don't want to throw an interception, so I'm just going to check it down and play it safe. I'm going to check this down and play it safe. And that's why he is where he is today. Never get sports info from Greenberg. 1,000%. I'm not a fan of Greenberg either. Can we officially say? I mean, yeah, I mean, you were right about Bryce Young. I'll say that. You were right. But I still think he can improve under Andy Dalton. I do think he can improve. Let me know your thoughts on that, Ryan. BS, Jack Plummer, easy. We can get a third string in the next draft. No shortage of those. There's a lot. I don't know. Let's see what else. Obviously, Andy can never be as good as Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, but times are changing. It's possible for quarterbacks to play into their 40, which we've been seeing. I can see what you're saying there. The rules are changing, taking less hits. Andy Dalton, though, doesn't seem like the guy who's going to. This is something to watch, though. Andy Dalton, he still plays like he's 25, 28 years old. This is the only thing. I'm not going to lie to you. And knock on wood. But Andy Dalton, I don't know. Sometimes I wish he'd go down and not take a hit, to be honest with you. That's the only thing that scares me about Andy Dalton. He still plays like he's 25, 28, trying to be a mobile quarterback. Dude's almost 40. He's got to start going down. Throw it away. He can't take those hits. He's almost 40. Hey, no problem, Ryan. No problem. That's rough. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Bryce. He's a nice guy. So, speaking of Derek Carr and the Saints, they were brought back to earth today. Yeah, 1,000%. I think they got humbled a little bit. They were on a roll. They were on a roll. I think their egos got checked. I did not expect to be by Philly, though, to be honest with you. But here we are. Derek Carr, 14 for 25, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Kamara, 26 for 87. But I mean, when Jalen Hurts goes 29 for 38 for 300 yards, Barkley, 17 for 147. Lordy. I wish you saw Bryce coming a little bit later into the game. I understand they did not want to hurt his confidence. I feel like if we would have stopped him, that would have been a strange predicament. Odds, I'm not gonna lie. When we got up by about 20, 25, I was like, is Bryce gonna come in? And I was like, Dave's not gonna do that because there's gonna be so much media speculation. If Bryce does good, should Bryce get the starting job back? If Bryce does bad, it would be a whole media circus. So I had the same thought too, Watts, but I'm like, no, so many bad things are going to happen if they do that. Or the media-wise. How about the Cowboys have lost 2 straight? I mean, they lost to the Ravens today because Ryan, their biggest weakness is the run game. Just like our biggest weakness is our pass rush. Our pass rush is, I'll say it once, I've said it twice, our pass rush sucks. It's just awful. What quarterback do we put in? I think if we get another big lead, they will not give Bryce any snaps. Yeah, I don't know that they will, just because the media. Let's be realistic. Talent level as a whole is bad. We don't need to go into no playoffs. We need top picks or talent. Our draft with Dan is a question mark so far. the talent level as a whole, I don't know that it is a whole, to be honest, D-Nice. I think the edge and the safeties are our biggest weakness, to be honest. I mean, receivers, I feel we can get somebody in free agency. I don't know that's that bad. Locked On Sports, yeah, they're good. I like them too. Same record as Dallas. And Dallas has all the talent, but Dallas coaching. Dak Prescott, 51 throws. They're starting running back, 8 carries. So that's Dallas for you. Woo. Honestly, if Bryce was accurate like Breeze, he could be great. Walter, 1,000%, but he took such a big step back after last year that I don't. Hopefully, he can get to that point again where he's confident in himself, but we'll see. Bryce Young has much bigger issues than being accurate passing. Yeah, I don't think accuracy is his biggest problem. I think the accuracy stems from other issues. Today was good to be the Panthers fans. The Saints went down and the Bucks got stomped. Now we need Falcons out. Yeah, the Chiefs should be able to do it. The Chiefs should be able to do it. NFC lost today so far. Yeah, we're looking good. How you saw our defense today? Michael Jackson's an animal. And then we have no pass rush. We have 0 pass rush. So against Joey B and the Bengals, I don't know. I mean, they got to think of something to get pressure of some sort. The amount of time Minshew had today was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, to be honest. And the only time he got sacked was when the coverage. It was a coverage sack. That was it. I think just got the most we can out of Andy and Paul Green Bay. We should be taking notes from them. They've had 3 generations of top quarterback play. Yeah, from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. And that's a franchise that's completely ran the right way. They hire people to do the job, and those people do their job perfectly. Dallas sucks. I'm not afraid of them. Dallas is only good if they get a lead on you. Dallas gets a lead on you, then you could be in trouble. And see, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Dallas gets a lead, you're in trouble because the ends and the edge guys can. Let me rephrase this. When Dallas gets a lead, the reason they're scary to burst is the edge guys can then tee off because they know you have to pass. We got a lead by 20. Our edge guys had the chance to tee off, and they did nothing. They knew there was very little chance that the Raiders were going to run the football. They knew it was going to pass. So they can kind of play the gaps a little bit differently, more freely, and yet we still couldn't get any pressure. So, happy with the W, but that defensive line, whew. I'm sorry, fellas, but this game proved Bryce just isn't that guy. He never will be unless he can get faster, stronger, make better reads. Stronger, taller, make better reads. I don't think... we won't go on this, Ryan. We'll save it for another time. Let's go. Dalton, welcome to the stream, my man. Big dubs. Big dubs. Squirrels. This one builds trust big time. Yep. I thought Andy Dalton he had a couple shaky throws, but I mean, 26 for 37, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns. Can't go wrong with. And that helps when your running back goes for over 100 yards rushing too. Chuba Hubbard, 21 carries, 114 yards. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 40 yards on 9 targets. So he had 9 targets, only 4 catches. Completely shut Devontae Adams down. Brock Bowers didn't make much of an impact at all. Tucker had that 1 big catch. And I talked about Jacoby Myers. He's basically their Adam Thielen. They pretty much held everybody in check, to be honest. And then the run game, starting running back, 10 carries, 34 yards. So everything looks good except for the pressure on the quarterbacks. Everything else looked good. I love MJ. I think I know what I want my next jersey to be. It's trying to think of what New Jersey they've been wearing. The same Kim jersey my mom got me back in high school. Yeah. MJ's that guy. He talks and he backs it up. He actually had the most tackles on the team too. 9 tackles was the most. 3 passes deflected. MJ's that guy. I said at the beginning of the season that our defense is the only thing I'm worried about and will probably be our only weakness, but I think we can fix it if we can just get through this season. We got to fix it before, though, VS. We can't. Not everyone's going to be like the Raiders and run it twice and try and pass it on 3rd and long every time. Like, here's the thing. Like, if I'm a Raiders fan, I'm frustrated because our quarterback had all the time in the pocket to throw, and yet here we are running it on 1st down, 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and 7. So now we have to pass for 8-10 yards just to get a 1st down. The Raiders need help. They're letting that talent go to waste. I agree about our pass rush. It's non-existent. I like to have seen what Burns would have done in a game like this. Yeah, Burns today, he did his thing. He never had a chance last year. Small, tiny reason why. Burns, yeah. And everyone thought Clowney and Burns were even. No, it's light years apart. It's light years apart. I don't think people realize that this offense can be dangerous. Deontay Johnson opened things up. Chuba and O-line are finding their rhythm. That's 100%. The only thing I worry about is I just hope Andy Dalton doesn't try to play like he's 25. If he doesn't, we're good. If he does, I worry. He's almost 40. He can't be playing like that. What else we got? The offense was awesome. What we saw in Green Bay did last year. Joe Barry and a crap defense. We saw what Green Bay did last year. Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, VS. Squirrels would say football in general is more offense-oriented. I see this a lot in college. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's all going offense-oriented. That's why they're trying to push that narrative about banning the cover 2. Right? It's a whole media narrative they're trying to push because apparently teams can't throw it deep and score touchdowns anymore, except Andy Dalton apparently is the only guy to do it. So it's definitely more offense-oriented, and they're trying to push it, points, highlights. I mean, the Panthers DBs showed out. Showed out big time. Josie Jewell shocked me too. He had 2 passes deflected. Man. Good first half from him. Good first half. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I don't want to put too much emphasis on this win against the Raiders. Because, I mean, I don't know how good the Raiders actually are. I mean, they came back, they beat Baltimore, but you watch them, man. I mean, their own fans were booing them, and they were 1-1. Their fans were booing them. So I don't know. I mean, what can we do unless we can work out some praise? I don't know what we're going to be able to do until the next offseason. We have diamonds in the rough we don't know about yet. I know we've got Barno, you got DJ Johnson. They took Iku down to the practice squad, and they brought up Charles Harris, and he didn't really do anything. And that's where it goes back to I don't understand sometimes what this organization does. Iku was in his second year, the second game, and then they bench him, bring in a veteran who hasn't played the season yet. That kind of confused me a little bit. Let Iku let him get some burn. A lot of question calls by the refs. You could tell we were the away team with those hideous calls. There were some. There were definitely some, and like that holding call when Andy Dalton got what? It was like what? 2nd and 20, 2nd and 30. I was like, all right, where's the holding call? Oh, that was on Corbett. I was like, I don't see that. How long before Wanham's back? Was he on the PAP list? It might not be till week 5. If he was on that list. Let me see. What can we do, though, unless we work out some trades? Unless we have some time. All right, we talked about that one. This one brings home to the locker room on the short term. Yeah, I don't want to overhype this one too much. Win or lose, the positives were Andy Dalton did his thing. Can he do it again next week? I hope so. The defensive backs, they were money. Big money. Defensive line. I don't know. Let's see what else we got. IR. Dane Jackson's still on the IR. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, so DJ Wanham's on that physically unable to play list. So I'm not sure when he's going to be back then. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. If any of you guys know when DJ is going to be back, let me know in the comments. But I haven't really seen anything yet. Ronald, I keep forgetting about Wanham. He's supposed to be our bona fide pass rusher when he comes back. I hope so, because I mean, who else do we have? No, there's really nobody else. Barno was supposed to be the guy. He was supposed to have potential. That didn't pan out. We're running out. We're running out of edge guys with potential. If the offense can keep stacking points, we can at least do what Dallas done, I guess. Oh, what Dallas does. Yeah, I don't know. Well, eventually we're going to run into somebody who's going to be able to stop the run. And that's when we're going to be tested. Bengals, Bears. The Bears game, BS. The Bears game is going to be interesting because the Bears are going to stop the run. And Andy Dalton's going to get tested in a couple of weeks. We'll see how he does there. That's going to be the one to watch, BS. Ryan, Chuba was a monster all game. The passing game pushed the DBs back, which opened up the run game. And they didn't have an answer for Chuba. Ryan, this goes back to what I said about the draft, is taking Brooks in the second round when you have Chuba Hubbard. It's not like Chuba's older either. Chuba's still fairly young. So, Brothers Blue, week 5 for DJ. That'd be nice. All right. BS, screw the refs, they're the worst. Along with Brooks. So, potentially getting Brooks and Wanham back would be huge. Now, how much burn is Brooks actually going to get? I don't know. I'll go BS. As long as we can win, that's what counts. We stopped the locker room mutiny with this Andy Dalton move. And that's what we need to do. Just keep the team together, keep morale up. This was a big one. I just don't want to get too high or too low, Beat the Raiders. How good are the Raiders? It's yet to be determined. Right? It's yet to be determined right now. At this point, I'm glad we can at least be competitive. Yeah, this tells me next Sunday against the Bengals, are we going to win? Well, we'll see, but at least I know we'll have a shot to win. That's kind of my take on that. Will we win? Maybe, maybe not, but at least we can kind of be competitive a little bit. Hubbard looks good, although last year, so it's last year of his contract, Andy Dalton's contract. There might be a couple more guys too. Like I said, this team could look brand new. If they don't bring Hubbard back, I'd be shocked. I would definitely be shocked. So Bengals play tomorrow, Monday night against Washington. That'll be interesting to see. I'm okay with Brooks getting minimum reps. We need another pass rusher. Didn't like what I saw. I know Wanham can hold his own. Yeah. Brooks about that ACL tear. You gotta be patient with him. You gotta be patient with him. Otherwise, that draft pick is gonna look real bad. I just want Panthers football to be fun again. Yeah, we saw a glimpse of it today. I think we're right there. Just the pass rush has to improve. I don't know how it's this bad. I'm gonna be honest. Good to see Deontay Johnson can be a wide receiver 1. Give XL some snaps. XL will get better and better with Dalton under center. It doesn't matter who's under center, Ryan. XL, give me a sec. XL just has to get more reps in general. It's just in an NFL type, game. He's fluid. He's just not fluid as a receiver. He runs very upright, and yet he's that fast. Once he learns how to control his body a little bit more, XL is going to be a beast. But until then, we're going to be looking at crossers, out routes, kind of posts and streaks. We got to get him more developed. At least Caleb is a rookie and not playing great versus rookie. I'll take the veteran bet unless it's a Cam Newton or CJ. CJ or Caleb. Well, not to stick up for Caleb and the Bears, but that offensive line sucks. BS. That offensive line is that is terrible over there in Chicago. Our offensive line is light years. The same way we thought Clowney and Burns were the neck and neck. No, Burns is up here. Clowney's right here. Bears O-line, Panthers O-line, Panthers O-line, Bears O-line. So Caleb, like I said, if you can pressure him, oh, we're cooking. We're cooking. I love watching the offense. I was like, finally, this is what I was waiting for. Yeah, it was nice because when they started converting on the small third downs on the first drive, I was like, oh, okay, the Panthers, they do have a team here. They have guys that can get open. And sure enough, nice drive down the field. Started giving to Chuba Hubbard. Okay. And they were cooking. So today impressed me a lot. Offensively, defensively, I was so worried about the defensive backs. Defensive backs, they got it. Safeties, I'm still a little concerned with Fuller and Woods, but for the most part, man, we should be happy with this win. I don't know. Andy Dalton's making tight throws, so I don't know how much of it was just kind of first game. Andy Dalton goes in there, he does his thing. I'm pretty sure he could repeat what he did. Maybe not 320, even though 300 used to be the normal. They'll probably throw a pick in the next game or two because he does like to take a risk. But 319, 3 touchdowns. I mean, it was smooth. Good play calling. Bears O-line is historically cheeks. Yeah, I don't know. The Bears fans love to talk, but you guys knew you had that number 1 pick for what? They probably knew the Panthers were going to be the worst team after week 8, week 9, and they did nothing with that offensive line to help Caleb Williams out. That's such a bad ran franchise over there. The Panthers don't have a lot of room to talk, but the Bears, woo! I don't think any team is perfect all the way around. All teams have their weaknesses. Unfortunately, ours is pass rush. Yes, I think you're right on this, but I don't think other teams are as bad as we are in that pass rush category, or as like their worst category. It's this bad. All across the board on our D-line, it's just bad when it comes to pass rush. Nobody can do anything. Not one person. Some people, they don't have the best linebacking core all the way around, but they have a good linebacker. Same thing with secondary receivers. They have one good one. We don't have anything when it comes to pass rush. And I'm sure there were some blitzes we threw in there too. Nobody got in. So I can't say it's on Double E, right, calling the plays when we can't get any pressure. I would like to say it's him, but when we're up by 20, guys are teeing off and we still can't get in, it concerns me a little bit. Up by 20, this is your chance. Just, Micah Parsons, right? That's where Micah Parsons just goes nuts. When Dallas is up by 15, 20 points, he doesn't have to worry about getting chipped, right? And yet we still couldn't do anything. I don't know. Clowney good, he gets tired. Yeah, Eric, I saw that, and especially in the fourth quarter, he had his hands on his hips. He's worn out. But I mean, if the game is going to be close, we're going to need him late in the game. All right, hang on, Ryan. I'll get back to that in a second. I knew our offense wasn't bad. We got something. We just need to build upon it. Yeah, I mean, our team is pretty young. Yes and no. Deontay's fairly young. Chuba's on his last year. Adam Thielen's a little bit older. Mingo, what do you guys think about Mingo? Let me know. He had 3 catches, 18 yards. So really our offense right now is Deontay and Chuba. As far as young guys, our future. Thielen he's a bit older. He's 34. So it's going to be 35 next year. So our young guys right now, I mean, we have a little bit. We don't have a lot, though. And Chuba's on his last year. So we play good in the trenches. That's the foundation of any good football team. Can also make the right calls. For the most part. Can't blame Double E. He lost a bunch of his pieces. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Dark. I'm not blaming him. I'd blame him if there wasn't potential for our guys to get one-on-ones, but there is, and we're still not doing anything with it. The football gods shine upon the bold and the risky. Yeah. If we don't get Wana back this season, we're screwed. We still have Iku. He's just on the practice squad. They put him down. They released him, signed him back, signed Charles Harris to the starting 53-man roster. Charles Harris didn't really do a lot. He didn't do a lot last game against the Chargers. Didn't do a lot today. He had a chance to tee off. In the Chargers, he didn't do a great job stopping the run. And then today, he had the chance to tee off and didn't do a great job of that either. I honestly think Iku gets a sack today. I could be reaching, but I think if Iku's in, we're up by 20. Because Iku's got a bag. Iku can do a little spin, a rib, club. I mean, Iku's got a bag on him. XL going to be okay. Mingo got to show me a little bit more. I think Mingo wants to go into screenplays. Like, I mean, what are the Panthers really getting out of Mingo? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what we're getting out of Mingo. I really don't. I don't know. I'm just not sold. I like Mingo too, but everyone looked good, and then Mingo just, I don't know. You know, I don't think he fit Frank's offense, and now I don't think he fits Dave's offense. Mingo's contract. Let's take a look real quick. What is Mingo's contract? Maybe. Let's take a look. Well, I feel we got unlucky losing Brown. Hopefully, find some answers. Honestly, BS, I'm not really worried about the trenches, to be honest. I'm more worried about the edge guys. I think the trenches were fine. I think Ashawn Robinson and LeBron Ray did okay. I did see Icky get confused once, standing by himself while the QB got smacked over. No, Icky had his hands full today. He did good. I think he only had one call on him. Other than that, yeah, he did good. I think Mingo is okay, showing improvement. I mean, I don't know what we're seeing. Improvement from what? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Mingo, he's here till 2026. So, I mean, he's still here for a few more years. So, we'll see what happens. I could just be frustrated in general with him. So, Johnson. So, yeah, Deontay Johnson, his depth, his field of vision, just nasty. He just sees things before they happen. He's like a point guard. In regards to Mingo, say we keep Johnson XL, get more experience. Mingo will be pushed farther down the depth chart. I don't hate this, Dark. I think with Mingo, he's either gonna have to improve or something, because I'm just not. I don't know. I saw Mingo in the backfield on the play just completely give up on helping push the guy. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trash him, but I don't know that he wants to be here. I believe you, Watts. I do, because I've seen it before too. I hope we can keep Hubbard. We screwed up letting. Are you talking about Dante up in Pittsburgh? Or who are you talking about here, BS? Time to get TMJ back with AT hurt. I think TMJ could honestly excel with Andy Dalton. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think TMJ could do crazy numbers with Andy Dalton. My soul can be at peace. Long live the legend of the Red Rifle. Amen, Rock. Hey, came in there just blazing. How about Robert Hunt pulling guard run where he he about hit another Raider too. I think Chuba went out of bounds. Robert Hunt's an animal. Mingo's a new team. No, Dark, don't do that. Don't do that. That's why we got Brooks. He's coming off the only thing that scares me though, BS, he's coming off that ACL tear. That's the only thing. Deontay Foreman. Oh, yeah. Deontay. See, I like what Deontay Foreman a couple years ago. I like that 1-2 punch we had. And then we get Miles Sanders. That's right. Then we got Miles Sanders, Raheem, and Chuba. Made no sense. Personally, I wanted Kool-Aid, but Dave is a coach, not me, so he probably knew we need a future beyond Hubbard. Yeah, I don't know. The ACL tear ACL tear scares me. I think Mingo's routes look a little bit better. That's okay. He had nasty routes last year. Last year he had nasty routes. Seems to go with the ball a little bit more. Okay. I mean, you're saying he plays a little bit more aggressively? If you're saying that, I can see what you're saying. I tried to tell you Bryce Young was trash. He is this season. I mean, y'all hear it here first. Bryce Young this season just trash, not playing good, just bad. Just bad. You know, it's frustrating. I was hoping for big things, but it's not his time. It may not be his time in Carolina. Who knows? You know, frustrating, but you know, Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, he's carrying the boat. He's leading the ship, carrying the troops. Deontay Johnson, though, 8 for 122 is, man. If we're going to give Bryce a pass for last year, I think it's only fair to give Mingo a chance too. But if we ain't, we could trade him. VS, Mingo's got it. Here's the thing about Mingo. He's got the talent. I just don't know how much he wants to be here, to be honest. Deontay Foreman, we traded him to the Bears. Yeah. VS, I got you. Yeah. He was a beast. Perfect 1-2 punch. Perfect. And then he goes. We were all hoping for big things, but I want to win, man. Yeah. I get it, Ryan. I get it. I'm not gonna. At first, I didn't think Andy Dalton was it, and I went back and watched the Seattle game, watched Bryce this year, watched the Seattle game. Like, okay, yeah, you got to play Andy. That's why I made that video 2 days ago. One of my worst videos, actually, but you know, that's what I said. I just Bryce this year compared to Andy Dalton, it's a night and day difference. Imagine a Brooks and Chuba, not a Chuba and Sanders. Yeah, Sanders, man, and Sanders is another one I was high on. And I thought Dave was going to switch his offense more like he did with Baker in Tampa Bay, but it's not that at all. I think Dave wants to run his offense like Pete Carroll did up in Seattle. And I thought when I was going through the film that was going to be more like Tampa Bay and the spread empty set. Not at all. Dave wants to be like Pete Carroll in Seattle. So, yeah, Miles Sanders won't fit. He just won't. Mingo fell down a lot last season, but that could have been Bryce throwing bad passes. Ain't too high on him. The thing about last season, though, Dark, was that Bryce actually overthrew Mingo, which was odd. And it's not like the overthrow like this season overthrow. Like it was like a step or two. Like Mingo almost just kind of stopped running. And I think it was against the Saints, actually. Bryce last year was actually hitting Mingo, and the ball was right there. And I'm like, throw's not great, but I don't know. I didn't like drafting an injured running back. They already got a bad rep for injuries. That's why running back contracts have been going down. That and, teams just don't run the ball anymore. I've watched the Chiefs games. I've watched the Bills are actually shockingly, they're running it. But the Bills the last 5 years with Josh Allen, 4 or 5 years, they haven't ran the ball at all. Go back to the Falcons, 20-3 in the Super Bowl. Didn't run the ball. Niners against the Chiefs, didn't run the ball. And what happened? Both those teams lost. So Miles had a touchdown today. Yeah. He had a 2-yard touchdown. Stop it. 2-yard touchdown. I say find a quarterback desperate team and try to squeeze something out of them. If I would have saw more, VS, I'm not opposed. Much as I like Bryce Young, I'm not opposed to this, but I just didn't see enough from Plummer to say, okay. Not that Bryce Young is going to play better than Plummer, but if Bryce Young knows the system, he's got more plays in it. I don't know. I can see what you're saying though, but what do you get? Is it really worth it? There's a reason Fetterman doesn't have a job anymore. I would have never let Dante go. There's a lot of guys who just weren't vibing in this system though. There's a lot. I get what you're saying, but the Panthers defense, like the safeties today, the safeties last week, against the first week against Everyone trusts J.C. Horn. No, it wasn't on. I mean, it was, but it was on J.C. Horn when that Rashid Shaheed got that big plate over the top. Safety bit down. I don't know. Yeah, I know, but it was good to see him have a decent game. Chuba's the guy. It's not even close. Miles Sanders, 7 for 17, longest run was 6 yards. Are we really saying that's decent, Ryan? 7 for 17. And I like Miles, but he just doesn't fit this offense. I talked about in the offseason, I thought he would because Dave was going to implement that Tampa Bay offense. Turns out Dave was going to implement the Seattle offense, and that Seattle offense is nothing like the Tampa Bay offense. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Mingo's going to be, this whole team's going to be interesting to watch the next year or two. We've got a lot of youngish talent. And they try to get Mingo on the jet sweep too. So, you got Mingo, Deontay, XL. That's really it. Those are the receivers for the future. I'm not in love with that. On top of that, like I've said before, XL it seems like every other time I see him play, he's limping. It's like he gets hurt. Got the Falcons camera in the background. I'm actually about to get up to go watch that, actually. So, happy with this one. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm about to wrap it up in a few minutes. Was I wrong about Bryce Young? Yeah. He ain't got it. It was all about potential. And right now, he just doesn't have it right now. So, when I play Madden, I love throwing the ball over running it. But at the end of the day, you got to kill that clock. Yeah, you got to swallow your pride. Swallow that pride. They played hard, good win, but the defense is still struggling. Carolina was able to get the top. That was the dragger for the Raiders. Yeah, 100% pro. The defense is still struggling, which is weird because we spent all that money on that front seven and we're not doing a damn thing. So, Andrew Mingo has proven he's a number 3 at best. Yeah, he's a hell of a route runner. He just doesn't fit this offense. Appreciate you coming by, Ryan. I know you're happy. Keep pounding, baby. Appreciate you coming by, Dark. Appreciate it, man. Video will be tomorrow. There will be a video over Andy Dalton tomorrow. Matthew, let's see what the Dolphins will give us for Bryce. Now that Skylar Thompson went down, the backup went down. Maybe. So I'm about to wrap it up. Does he know the system though? I haven't seen a quarterback this lost since Zach Wilson. Come out, Bryce. We'll talk Bryce more Wednesday. All right, BS. Come back Wednesday. We'll talk more Bryce. That's going to wrap it up, guys. Big W, 36-22. Andy Dalton, 319 yards, 3 tutties. Chuba Hubbard, 20 carries, $114. A lot to look forward to. Bengals, Joe Burrow, Chase, Higgins. Hopefully we create some pressure this week. So that being said, Wednesday's the next stream. Video's coming out tomorrow. I'll catch you guys then. Take it easy.